I know how I like to multitask. But it's literally snowing pretty crazy in DC. I'll show you in a second. And there is so much astrology to talk about. I'm still uploading as I drive my introduction to what I want to talk about. So it'll be 3 videos coming up. This is the beginning of the weekly that I haven't done in so long. But this is about to be a hell of a week. And then my second video is going to be about the nodes. So just want to tune in. Let y'all know that your girl is out here making moves through the snowstorms. But I know in a few weeks it'll be sunshine and the flowers gone in the real new year. So stay tuned, y'all. Let's get it. Bear with me, y'all. We're going through big changes, as I said in my 2 introductions. So let's get to it. You're with Get a Life Astrology with TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many, Zakia, enlightening every day. I can't wait to tell y'all a story about how I've been mixed with a blogger via a celebrity who should be busy putting out new music and leaving Zakia alone. Anyway, let's get into it. It is currently Sunday, January the 16th, 2022. Happy Pagan New Year. The new year really comes in March. Just look at this shit though, y'all. Let me be safe. I'm gonna do these days through this weekly episode when I park, because I'm going through residential areas to drop off Uber Eats, because people got the nerve to want Uber Eats on a day like this, but I get it. I get it out here with your greasy, materialistic asses, DMV. Okay, Monday, we had the full moon in Cancer on Monday, January 17th. Interesting, the number 17 is on this day. This is the 17th. Those of my truthers out there know that 17. My nons know that 17 is a really specific and important number. So we have on Monday we have the full moon in Cancer. This is saying to us, what do we need to know now? What do we need to nurture? What do we need to take care of as far as ourselves? Our household too, but especially ourselves, because like the saying goes, when you're on an airplane, definitely put that mask on before you put it on your child or the person next to you. Put it on you first. Self-care first. Then you have the Sun conjunct Pluto on the same very day. On the very same day. That's what I meant to say. Remember, it's Mercury in retrograde. It kind of hit me today trying to use my card, and my bank kept telling me that there was somebody fraudulently using my card when it was me. But yeah, I meant to say the very same day. So I just missed the light because it's snowing cats and dogs out here. All right. And only one person got through the light, so maybe I'll get through after the next 2. Sun conjunct Sun conjunct Pluto. And going back to the full moon in Cancer, I'm going to definitely talk about the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn back in 2018 up into spring 2020. But before I do that, that's the next episode. Anything in Cancer can be a little bit smothering, clinging. You know, Cancer represents the crab, so just imagine the crab hanging on to something for dear life. Of course, Cancer is moody. It rules. The moon rules Cancer, so the reason that Cancer is the moon's ruler, the moon is Cancer's ruler, because our emotions are what the moon represents. And like I said before in the introduction, whether you accept astrology or not, you always want to stay positive, and positive things will happen. So we don't have to say that this moon is going to be overly emotional, is what I'm getting to. We don't have to say that the Sun conjunct Pluto, the Sun illuminates what's going on with whatever Pluto has, and Pluto's in the opposition sign of Capricorn, because we're going to talk about the moon opposing Pluto as well. But the sun is pretty much showing us Capricorn dealing with authority figures and who's in charge, who's, you know, in reality, supposedly, who's in charge, authority, government type things. What's corrupt and what needs to be changed. And like I'm listening to Bracha Goldsmith talk about the full moon in Cancer right now, while I'm recording this and while I'm driving and doing Uber Eats in the snow, in a snowstorm right now. Y'all know I have no fear. But I am being cautious for those worried. And I'm behind a snow truck too. That's getting sand all over my damn car. Ow. My minivan. My Cherry. Let me get back on target. So, she was stating, not only that it's Mercury retrograde and it's a lot going on and all that, you know, anything in a water sign at that is going to cause weather stuff, weather conditions, you know. We have a tsunami going on the West Coast right now. We have this snowstorm on the East Coast that actually it came from the South and now it's coming up the East Coast. I don't know how many inches we're expected to have, but it looks like about 2 or 3 already right now, and it started about 2 hours ago. And it's coming down pretty heavy. So, to me, and you know, I do astrology interpretations. You can call them predictions, because I also talk about what I think is going to happen from all this. But I also see what's going on as I align with the research I do, the studying I do, and just being in the moment of life. So the sun conjunct Pluto, along with this full moon all happening tomorrow on Monday, January the 17th, can bring some light to the start of things that this Scorpio South Node and Taurus North Node will bring the very next day. What is corrupt? Have we not been finding, because, you know, I tie in my astrology to conspiracy truths. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You're just an idiot. I posted that too. Okay, so I'm still out here driving Uber. I've pretty much made like $80 in 4 hours, and I've only done 5 deliveries. Ready to stop and have lunch with my son. Dinner with my son. Because now it's raining. But yeah, I was also, you know, it's getting dark, so I didn't spend too much time trying to make this video and finishing it, and I'll probably finish it once I go in the house after having dinner with my son. But it's also me watching other people that get the truth. You know, a lot of people are waking up conscious, woke in one way, but you know, everything means different to each and every one of us, which I'll discuss in the nodes episode. But long story short, the Capricorn energies that are coming through right now, as far as Pluto, Venus in retrograde being in Capricorn, Mercury going back into Capricorn because it's also in retrograde, they're breaking down, which is leading up to the Pluto return a month from next week, actually, is the beginning of the Pluto return. So because Pluto is the furthest planet out, expect to, you know, Pluto takes 18 years to go through a sign, like between 14 and 18 years to go through a sign. So this energy will come in slowly. Everybody's wondering, well, when is this going to happen and when is this going to happen? Yes, certain things will happen with a bang. We've been going through the Saturn square Uranus. Saturn and Uranus, no. Saturn rules Capricorn, but it used to rule Aquarius. And Uranus currently rules Aquarius. So with all that and us being in the age of Aquarius and Mercury being Aquarius right now, there's a lot of Capricorn and Aquarius energies out here right now, which is like the new world fighting the old world. On the opposition of the moon being in full and in Cancer starting tomorrow, opposing Pluto. Okay, so we have Cancer opposing Capricorn. we have the moon and its emotions opposing the planet of rebirth and transformation. The planet that you step in your power with. The planet that rules Scorpio. The planet that will soon rule the North Node on the very next day of Tuesday. All this is super important because the Pluto return is coming. You know, again, I'm going to go over the Capricorn and Cancer nodes that have happened over 4 years ago now, and what they led up to right now in the next episode. What's funny is I'm still doing clips. Speaking of what we're trying to get away from, I guess, the Scorpio. But, you know, transformation is the higher Scorpio level, so we're trying to get away from the lower Scorpio levels with this coming up episode. But speaking of that, Tuesday, January, that'll be the 18th. It is still the 16th, y'all. It's actually MLK weekend tomorrow, too. But I don't think much is going to be happening with this weather we're having. I was going into weather a little bit, but I'll do that later. Tuesday, January the 18th is when the nodes change. On tomorrow night, because Pluto in Capricorn is at 26 degrees, and the moon will be at 26 degrees when they oppose tomorrow. It's pretty much about to be over. You know, all the degrees of each planet go through and the moon, sun, they all go through 29 degrees, 0 to 29 degrees. So right now, the nodes are at 0. I'm going to screenshot it. But the nodes are at 0 degrees and like some teens or tens in minutes. Probably a teens because earlier today it was like at 21 minutes, which means we're in the countdown. 0 and 29 degrees are also, I should be saving this for the episode, but I'll say it again. 0 and 29 degrees are also like really intense degrees for any planet or node or house. And the sun and the moon. The sun and moon we consider planets anyway, so you know what I'm saying. But on Tuesday, the nodes will be going into Scorpio and Taurus at 29 degrees because the nodes always retrograde. I'll save more on that for the nodal thing. And the good thing is I don't have any of my kids, so I can really focus tonight when I do the nodal episode, and I save that for last. Over here by the damn MGM. I ain't been over here in a minute. The casinos, the National Harbor. Thing about Uber Eats, it'll take you all over this damn DMV so you learn it again, because I've been detached. I'm gonna try to. Yeah. This joint was this is still like the latest best thing around the DMV. Literally the latest thing built. I think it's been like almost 10 years now, like maybe 8 to 10. Somebody let me know. So nice out there. I took my kids when Zane was a baby. Now she's almost a decade old. Took them over here boat riding in this water, this Potomac River. This is the Gaylord in front of me, and honestly, the last time I did Uber driving in the DMV area, I love it. This place is Grace's Mandarin. So I came back around the way. Decided that I'm gonna stay out, had dinner with my son. It is 2 or 3 minutes until the 17th, until the Monday that I was talking about at the beginning of this long, very interrupted video. But this is how Mercury retrograde works. It works in mysterious ways, and it's all about technology and just how we do things with our mindsets. So, let me adjust my wig. In fact, let me take it and fix it real quick. Hold on. Still working, but I got a call that it did not want. Trying to see who in these hotels wants something real quick. All right, because what's popping over here early, I made $125 already over here, and I'm almost made $250 this whole evening, and I worked about 7 hours. Back to Tuesday. Okay, so it's almost Monday. It is Monday in 30 seconds. So we talked about the nodes changing. What I wanted to say is when it went to Gemini and Sagittarius, it was when that was spring of 2020, and George Floyd's false flag was happening. So when we talk about false flags, those of you in the truth of the world, of course, know, but we're awakening a lot of people. People wake up at different times of the day in real life, and in the Great Awakening, they wake up at different times too. When the George Floyd thing happened, a lot of people turned a blind eye. A lot of people did not change their beliefs on things. No, the news can't lie to us. No, racism is real and all that stuff. Yes, it's real, but the way the news designs it to be is to control your minds, and that's all you want to think about is racism and distract you from things, distract your mindset. Gemini is the lower mind, the more individual mind, our minds, and Sagittarius is the higher mind, the collective's mind. Sagittarius is the collective sign. Gemini is the individual sign. They are opposites. Therefore, our minds were messing with our beliefs. The fake news was messing with our beliefs. Both have to deal with information, right? Gemini especially has to deal with information. We are in a Gemini-ruled node right now until Tuesday, which is what I'm talking about. But when the nodes switched back then, from Capricorn to Cancer into Gemini and Sagittarius, the Gemini North node pretty much was what some people went towards, and some people kept that same old mentality of believing everything they see. So just wanted to throw that out there. These nodes switch on Tuesday around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These nodes from Gemini and Sagittarius, back in the spring of 2020, we started the Zoom meetings a lot. We did the online school, the distance learning. We did a lot of propaganda started coming out from here and there. And now when the nodes switch, the secrets will come out. The lies, Scorpio, me being a Scorpio sun, Scorpio Venus especially, we do not do lies, okay? I do not do lies. And it's very hard for me to lie because you got to keep a lie going on. On the opposite side of things, Taurus brings stability. It brings, if you're trying to move away from lies, it'll give you more stability after you have realized that the television has lied to you, after you have realized that reality is lying to you, and we are really in a matrix. We're in some kind of psyop, whatever they call them. But the nodes changing, basically moving from what we don't want in the Scorpio node into what we do want, because Taurus has to do with what we want, our desires, our values, beauty, finances, all those kind of things, the five senses. And there has to be war to get peace. So once we go into the 29th degree of Scorpio in the South node, there will be a lot of secrets coming out, the lies being told, the truth being said. The Taurus body part is the throat. It's about what you're speaking. And Aries is the head, but we're talking about Aries is in another 18 months when the nose moves to Aries and Libra. We'll deal with that then. But the throat is Taurus. Scorpio is the genitals. So you better know how to talk that talk if you want what you want down low. You better know how to grow that plant, that flower, by making the roots the best roots they can ever be. You better know how to fight in this war so that you can finally bring peace to yourself, to your family, to your community, to your loved ones. Taurus also has to do with finances. And those of us in the truth of the world know about Nasar Jasar. And Nasar Jasar is very real. It happened to me, actually, back in 2020, September 2020. Somehow, somewhere down those informational pipelines, while Gemini was just moving into its I mean, it was been in for a few months, the North Node stage. Somehow, I moved away from my educational debt. And Nassar was tested out back then, and I was one of the lucky people to get $90,000 in student loans removed from my credit and a bunch of other things, including 2 repossessions. So yeah, Nassar, it was tested back then, and now it's getting ready to pop off. Don't worry, don't pay jack except your immediate bills and watch things fall off. And I know the Tauruses hate to hear that, because Tauruses worry about finances. But the North Node moves us into the good entity of Taurus. The good side of Taurus, the good characteristic of Taurus. That's what I'm trying to say. Fixed energy with the fixed moon. Again, after the full moon in Cancer moves on later today, because it is now Monday the 17th, it will be the Leo moon. The Leo moon is dramatic, but at the same time, the Leo moon is fixed energy, and fixed energy, along with these 2 nodes being in fixed sign, is stability. With the North Node in Taurus, it's stability, definitely grounding, finances, food, resources coming in finally. Because if you haven't noticed, also a lot of the stores are missing food off the shelves. They're very empty. The South Node is what we have to get rid of, so we're going to dig deep. I mean, there is really going to be some energy that comes in on Tuesday. I don't know how to describe it. It'll be different for everybody, but we have to dig deep. And all these things that we have sacrificed with the South Node in Sagittarius, all our beliefs, me traveling and not having much luck in travel, especially in the last 2 months, are all going to be technically reborn, rebirthed, renewed. And if you want it, you're going to have to get over stuff to evolve. That is the Scorpio energy. We have to, even though the South Node represents moving away from the lower Scorpio energies, we have to always step into the South, the higher energies. That'll move us into the higher energies of our opposition sign, Taurus. All right, that's just a little bit about Tuesday. We'll talk more about that. The moon is also opposing Mercury, moon in Leo, opposing Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. So, and the moon will square Uranus. The moon in Leo will square Uranus and Taurus, fixed sign squaring, and make a direct opposition to Saturn. So all the things in Aquarius, Saturn, as well as Mercury in retrograde, are going to be squaring the moon in Leo. Oh, also on the 18th, Uranus, on Tuesday, Uranus goes direct. This is a lot. Uranus is the new world, going direct finally. Uranus, I used to say, is a tricky planet. It's not so tricky as Neptune, and we'll get into Neptune. I'm going to definitely spend time with Neptune in a little while, but because Neptune is in its rule in sign Pisces too, and that's very important, especially with Jupiter in Pisces. But and Neptune is all the illusions, all the media, the fake news, and the medicines, and the virus, and all that. But anyway, that is the lower energy. When Uranus goes direct, more of this Aquarius new energy, getting with our right social groups, being more of an individual, knowing as an individual where we fit in these groups, being unique, being rebellious, all things new, technology, all those kind of things can finally happen with Uranus going direct on the same day. And Uranus is in Taurus, going direct with the North Node. They're not conjunct yet because they're not that close in degree, but the Taurus energy there too is very important. All right, enough about Tuesday. Got a tip, but I still haven't gotten called yet. I guess these restaurants are closed and people are finally going to sleep in these hotels. Or they're eating out of the concession stand, the vending machine. All right, Wednesday, January the 19th. The sun moves into Aquarius later in that night, like 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the sun moving into Aquarius is a detriment. The sun rules Leo, okay? In the middle of the summer, we're in the middle of the winter now. We're in the opposite sign of Leo, which is Aquarius, with the sun moving into Aquarius on Wednesday. This is cold. This is the dead of the winter. This is the time, especially in fixed times, it's where it's like time to buckle up your boots and strap up and prepare while we're still in the middle of the fixed sign of Aquarius, in the middle of the winter. And it's really just time to reflect and figure out how we're going to be unique in this new world coming in. Figuring out how to be rebellious against the old world. Saturn, Wednesday also, the moon in Leo will trine Mars in Sagittarius, the fire sign. So this will bring confidence and action in the plans we make with the sun moving into Aquarius. So air signs and fire signs really work well together, especially with taking action and having confidence and being leaders. But the fixed sign kind of shapes it. Okay, then on Thursday, I know I went through Wednesday really quick because I was talking about Monday and Tuesday so far, so long. I want to move this on. On Thursday, which is Jupiter Day, Moon goes into Virgo and opposes Jupiter. So I told you I would get to talking about Pisces, Jupiter, but we're not Neptune yet until Friday. But Virgo, the Moon being in Virgo, it makes us more organized. It makes us more detailed, more of a perfectionist, more planning. Able to plan. It's a good day to plan with Jupiter, the planet of luck and abundance. Jupiter being in Pisces especially. Now, I definitely want to go back. As soon as things kind of kick off after this week, I'm going to go back and do an episode about Jupiter and Pisces, because Jupiter gave us a preview in Pisces this past summer, when that was when I got a really big abundance of money. So I'm expecting the same to come. It is in the 3rd degree now, so it was in 0 for 1 and 2 degrees in the summer. Then it retrograded and went back into Aquarius. Now, since the end of December, it's been back in Pisces. But, some other planets are making it kind of hard for us to dream and achieve our dreams and be creative with Jupiter being in Pisces. But on Jupiter Day on Thursday, with the Virgo moon opposing it, this is a good opposition actually, because you want to take time to plan for these dreams. So this is a day where you do like that vision board. I'm a plan to do a vision board with Zane for homeschool on this day, and maybe we'll videotape that on Thursday. But this is like tough times won't last long, especially if you can dream and see better days, especially if you can plan for these better days and plan to be creative and take action, even with that trine that happened the day before with the moon in Leo trining Mars. So light that fire up under your ass, especially when it's cold outside. This is going to be a day of setting intentions, I would say, because even when the moon moves into Libra, you have time to set intentions with both moons, the full moon and the new moon, because you want to, for instance, speak your intentions out into the universe on these specific kind of days. You don't really do it on the dark of the moon because you want the moon to illuminate things. But the full moon, you have all this illumination in the sky. I don't know if I'm going too deep, but let me move on to Friday so I can explain a little bit better. Friday on the 21st, which is Venus Day. Venus, even though she's in retrograde, the moon in Virgo trining Venus in Capricorn in retrograde, the earth signs. This is like a different kind of plan, because your values are different now because Venus is in retrograde. The moon still in Virgo is planning and organizing. So organize what you are valuing. Organize the confusion of things, because on Friday also, the moon being in Virgo, the opposition sign of Virgo is Pisces. So whereas Virgos have themselves together, Pisces are like the chaos. Which is why Neptune, I told you I would get to it, Moon in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces is those illusions, those things that are throwing off your organization. They're throwing off your perfectionism. But if you notice it, if you notice the illusions, if you notice the lies and deception that Neptune can bring, or the fake news or any of those things. And if you really notice it and pay attention and organize it in your mind and in your emotions, with the moon being in Virgo, you will finally be able to kind of rise above it. You will finally be able to step into those higher Neptune and Pisces, especially opposing the moon, where you can get your emotions into your dreams and your creativity versus the illusions and the delusions and the victimizations that Pisces lower energy can bring. Hopefully I was clear on that. Let's move on really quick. I cannot believe I'm getting a call, but thank you, universe, for letting me have the time to finally finish this so I can just drive home and upload it. Saturday, January 22nd, 2022. The moon in Virgo squares Mars in Sagittarius. So this Mars being in Sagittarius is a very go-getter, positive, adventurous type of sign. So Mars is really, it does well in this, does well in any fire sign. And the moon with its emotional cells is squaring it. This is like a Virgo and a Sagittarius sun, two suns, a Virgo woman and a Sagittarius man. I've known a lot of these relationships. That's even fake Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's like, don't overthink this, just go for it. Don't put too much thought into it and effort into it and plans into it. Just go for it, or else that conflict is just going to be there and it's just going to dull your life. And no fire sign wants that. Some earth signs might, though. Moon will finally go into Libra on Saturday, and this will balance out things. This will balance out all the weird energy or not the weird energy, but the new energy coming in from the week by Saturday. More negotiating. Let's work things out, especially with relationships with Libra. Your emotions can work things out from all the past week of emotionals from the Cancer moon on, because again, Cancer does rule your emotions. The moon does rule Cancer. And it will be a whirlwind of things happening this week, especially with the nodes and the full moon. All right. And the sun going into Aquarius, so it's a lot. Sunday, really quick. We're almost done. Thank you for hanging in here with me. January the 23rd, that's 1/2/3/2022. Mercury Cazimi. So this is Sun conjunct Mercury. When the Mercury is Cazimi, it's at 17 degrees. No, that was when it was in Gemini. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Mercury Cazimi, because if the sun is conjunct Mercury, it would only be in like 3 degrees by now, because Mercury's in Aquarius, and this is the 3rd day of Aquarius that I'm speaking on, or the 4th day. So the Mercury Cazimi, the sun will be conjunct Mercury, both around 4 degrees. After this week, we can now see, because when the sun and Mercury are together, Mercury is one of the closest planets to the sun. This is how we handle all this communication, all this information that we've got. We become to a realization, because the sun illuminates things just like the moon, the full moon. It illuminates things and it works things out, because you're able to see clear. You're able to see with clarity, especially with Mercury in retrograde. Okay. It's very hard to communicate. It's very hard to see correctly. It's very hard to not argue. It's very hard to not get in an accident on the street. I did well today driving out. Y'all would be proud. So that's what's going on Sunday. And then next week, we have Mars going into Capricorn, leaving Sagittarius, amplifying that Cap energy. Matter of fact, everything next week is about building up to this Pluto return. Mercury will retrograde back into Capricorn and conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. And Venus in Capricorn will finally go direct. So all this Cap energy is coming up next week. So let's enjoy this Aquarius energy, this new energy coming in this week. Let's enjoy the North Node and the South Node moving into Taurus and Scorpio. Let's enjoy the full moon happening later in a few hours today. And let's just get with it, y'all. Nothing can stop what's coming, all those slogans, but what I like to say is an anon. What I like to say is an anon in the most cordial, peaceful, loving kind of way, because I love every one of you for even making this far on this video with me, giving your input, telling me things that would be beneficial to this that I'm building. All that's wonderful, but Anons will be the main one saying, I told you so. Thank you for not calling me a conspiracy theorist, because again, I'll just add it right here at the end as a reminder. TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowerment is the key, enlightening every day. And this is Get a Life Astrology. And I will definitely get on that nodes in a more secure place where I can just run right through it, focus on it, and get it all out by today. Happy 17th.